All right, everybody. Hallelujah. We're doing another reading here of our Bible. We're up to Second Chronicles chapter 22, moving along here, and loving to learn about the history of Israel and everything going on there. We'll open up in prayer. Shema Yisrael, Yahweh Eloheinu, Yahweh Echad. Baruch Shem Kivo Mahuto Leolam Vaed. Hear, O Israel, Yahweh is our Elohim, Yahweh is one. And you shall love Yahweh with all your heart, with all your soul, and with all your might. And have these words which I command you this day be upon your heart. And you shall teach them diligently to your children, and speak of them when you sit in your house, when you walk by the way, when you retire and when you rise. And you shall bind them for a sign upon your hand, and let them be frontlets between your eyes. And you shall write them on a doorpost of your house and upon your gate. All righty. Hallelujah. All right. We are going to get started here with chapter 22 of Second Chronicles, continuing to see the new leaders in Judah and the whole line of Judah. It says in verse 1, Then the people of Jerusalem made Azariah, Jeroboam's youngest son, their next king, since the murdering bands who came with the Arabs had killed all the other sons. So Ahaziah, son of Jeroboam, reigned as king of Judah. And we see that here in 22. And verse 2 says, Ahaziah was 22 years old when he became king, and he reigned in Jerusalem 1 year. His mother was Athaliah, a granddaughter of King Omri. And there's several different notes. One note here in the One New Man Bible says, 2 Kings 8:26, his age is given as 22. 42 years is the time from the establishment of the house of Omri. So that was an interesting note. And then we continue reading here. Verse 3 says, Ahaziah followed his mother's evil example. Or Ahaziah also followed the evil example of King Ahab's family, for his mother encouraged him in doing wrong. And in verse 4 says, he did what was evil in Yahweh's sight, just as Ahab's family had done. They even became his advisors after the death of his father, and they led him to ruin. And verse 5 says, following their evil advice, Ahaziah joined Joram, son of King Ahab of Israel, in his war against King Hazael of Aram at Ramoth-gilead. When the Arameans wounded Joram in battle. And the note here says, although it was wise to seek advice, we must also be careful and carefully weigh in the advice we receive. Ahaziah had advisors, but they were wicked and led him to ruin. When you seek advice, listen carefully and use Yahweh's words to test everything. Hold to what it is good, or to what is good. And continue reading. Verse 6 says, he returned to Jezreel to recover from the wounds he had received in Ramoth. Because Joram was wounded, King Ahaziah of Judah went to Jezreel to visit him. But Yahweh had decided that his visit would be Ahaziah's downfall. While he was there, Ahaziah went out to Joram to meet Jehu, grandson of Nimshi, who Yahweh had appointed to destroy the dynasty of Ahab. In verse 7, it says here in a note, Jehu's profile, Jehu's story is found in 2 Kings 9 and 10. In 2 Kings 9 and 10. And his reign. When Jehu was executing judgment against the family of Ahab, he happened to meet some of Judah's officials and Ahab's relatives who were traveling with Ahaz. So Jehu killed them all. And Then Jehu's men searched for Ahaz, and they found him hiding in the city of Samaria. They brought him to Jehu, who killed him. Ahaziah was given a decent burial because the people said he was the grandson of Josaphat, a man who sought Yahweh with all his heart. But none of the surviving members of Ahaziah's family was capable of ruling the kingdom. And then we look at verse 10. When Athaliah, the mother of King Hazael of Judah, learned that her son was dead, she began to destroy the rest of Judah's royal family. But Hazael's sister Jezebel, the daughter of King Jehoram, took Isaiah's infant son Joash and stole him away from among the rest of the king's children who were about to be killed. She put Joash and his nurse in a bedroom. In this way, Josaphat, wife of Jodika, the priest and sister of Azariah, hid his child so that Azareth could not murder him. Joash remained hidden in the temple of Yahweh for 6 years while Athaliah ruled over the land. And verse 12 said, Joash had been taken to the house from the bed chamber. And this is very interesting. So we see here for these 6 years, we see here Athaliah ruled over the land for these 6 years. Very interesting note here. Definitely not Yahweh's plan, and very interesting here. So we're going to continue reading this story and get more information about this in chapter 23, and we'll see him revolt against Athaliah in the next chapter. And until then, everybody, thank you for watching today. Please share as well as let everyone know we're doing this every single day, reading the word. So thank you, everybody, and shalom, shalom.